All right, last but not least, Richard Vargas. Richard was born in Compton, California. He studied under Gerald Locklin at Cal State University and is known for his editing work on the Tequila Review, where he published many well-known poets. Richard has authored a number of collections and been featured in countless journals and anthologies. His latest collection, The Screw City Poems, is available for pre-order. Richard Vargas, everybody.
Thank you, Michelle, for having me. I'm honored to be part of the Roadside Press staple of writers. Looking forward to it. The Screw City Poems, coming out in July, focuses on people and places of Rockford, Illinois. It holds a special place in my heart. After a 15-year writer's block, it was in Rockford where I was able to start writing again. So I figured they were due for some poems. First one I'm going to read is called It's a Living, which was read by Garrison Keillor on the Writer's Almanac when it originally came out. It's called customer service, trying to help my fellow man make sense of the medical insurance some slick carpetbagging agent talked him into buying. There are no easy answers. Like today, the guy on the phone was speaking with restraint, holding on to his dignity, but I know begging when I hear it. His voice cracked as he told me the doctor tending to his dying wife was getting phone calls from one of our case managers, being pressured to get her released from the hospital. Please, he said, please ask them to stop. She's in so much pain. My wife, my best friend, she's in a lot of pain, and there's nothing they can do. Please stop the phone calls. I tell him he's got us mixed up with someone else. There is no record of any phone calls in his wife's file. But I know better. I want to put him on hold, go find the sterile room with white walls where faceless people hold jelly donuts gripped tight in their pudgy hands as they put dollar signs on the way we die. I want to stick my head inside, remind them that sooner or later, we all finish the race. Sometimes it ain't too pretty, but in the end, if we're lucky, we'll have the love of a precious few, maybe the ability to stare death in the eye. So let this one go. Just leave her be. But instead, I assure the guy I will do my best to find out what's going on. Wait for him to hang up. Decide to take my break 10 minutes early. Times like this, I wish I had taken up smoking. This other poem is about the same job, but it's about being laid off from that job. This one was also read by Garrison Keillor on Writer's Almanac. It's called Laid Off. They hold their heads high, say they saw it coming. They did, and knew how to take it in stride. They didn't. All week, whispered conversations about unemployment benefits and maybe going back to school. Then the planning out loud for all to hear about meeting at a local bar Friday after work to get blasted and let it all hang out. If you were one of the lucky ones, you'll pass because after the third round, weird looks will begin to come your way. The comic book bubbles over their heads where you can read their thoughts will say the same thing. Why not him? Then you'll blink an eye and see it reflected back at you in their faces. The shotgun someone will clean tomorrow, and come Monday, you're sitting at your desk, taking a phone call, whipping around to see what made the loud metallic click behind you. You'll blink again. Now you're back in the bar. Hank Williams is on the jukebox. They're all lifting their glasses in your direction. You read someone's lips as she says, "Watch out, man. You could be next." Um, Gerald Locklin played a very important role in my development as a poet. And this poem is for Jerry. And I was fortunate to read it to him once at Beyond Baroque. He was in the audience. So that was a great experience. For an old teacher, an old friend, for Gerald Locklin. Dear Jerry, how's it going? It's been a while. I hope you sometimes kick back in your faculty office and wonder what the hell ever became of me. I kind of dropped out of sight after my episode in the Long Beach drunk tank in '79. Maybe it scared me off, but things weren't the same after that. I like to think you knew I'd be back because after all, I tasted good poetry, felt it pour out from my fingertips. And once you're marked by the beast, embrace it. We're doomed for the duration. I remember our attempt to comprehend Finnegan's Wake. You wanted to read the book, but kept putting it off. So you figured if you taught the class, you'd have to pick it up. The joy I had getting drunk before noon and together trying to decipher Joyce at his best was a highlight of my education. Or the time I started publishing my poetry mag, and the lead poem was something you wrote called I Wish They Could All Be California Girls. The subject matter having to do with fellatio and the local bronze babes. The first printer I went to was so disgusted, he refused to accept my order, called my little mag filth and dirty. The last time I saw you was in '84. Returning to Southern California, I found myself asked to give a reading at an art gallery in Belmont Shore. I was pleased to know someone still appreciated my work, but Magic was leading the Lakers against the Boston Celtics that night, so I agreed to appear with mixed emotions. I knew I had made the wrong decision when halfway through my set, I looked up and saw some idiot slumped in his chair, sound asleep. Then I realized the whole crowd consisted of wannabes waiting for me to shut up so they could read their stuff. I wrapped things up early and walked out with a bad taste in my mouth. Found a bar and caught the second half of what turned out to be a great game. But as I exited, I walked right past you, didn't even extend my hand. Which brings me to last night. A bunch of us were sharing a few pictures at Canova's. I stumbled to the John, and when I looked in the mirror, it struck me. There I was in my Kmart polo shirt, my big baggy khaki pants, my comfortable shoes. And after being out of California for a year and for once not caring about how I look, my love handles were blending into my soft 41-year-old belly. Top all this off by my piss-poor attempt at growing facial hair, and the only thing missing are your trademark Clark Kent glasses. But the kicker was the pee stain between my legs because I'd whipped my pecker in too fast. My God, I said, it's him. I'm turning into Jerry. I can only hope this reads like the compliment it's supposed to be, and the poetry keeps flowing for both of us. Always the kid. This is called Her First Porno. She was watching her first porno video, so we dropped by for moral support. It was John Wayne Bobbitt's version of what happened on the fateful night his missus decided to cut to the root of their marital problems. We couldn't last the whole thing. His little limp dick with a 90-degree bend where it had been miraculously reattached brought to mind a baby mud turtle sunning itself on a rock. We were laughing so hard, our sides hurt. So when the VCR was turned off, we found ourselves watching the Three Stooges, and the inevitable came to mind. Moe, Larry, and Curly in a porno film. Moe picking up a hammer and saying, "A couple of wise guys, eh?" and pounding little heads into submission. Or the big pie throwing scene, bodies covered with whipped cream, Curly diving in, grinning while licking some matron's big fat butt until he realizes the moaning he is hearing sounds a lot like Mo. And while he is getting poked in the eyes, the coppers knock down the door, busting everyone except the Stooges, who jump through a window, escape running down the street, weenies flapping in the breeze like three blind mice. This poem is called Survival. My California friends send me pictures of their new homes in the Republican Hills of Orange County, a place where they named the airport after John Wayne. They tell me things over the phone like trading the BMW for a vintage Jag, a steal from another desperate sucker going down for the count. The deep sea fishing in Cabo San Lucas is better than ever, cheaper too, thanks to another plunge by the peso. And now that they have a wine cellar, the search is on for the perfect Chardonnay, meaning frequent trips to Santa Barbara and beyond. The business sold for big, big bucks, and damn the dilemma of what to do after an early retirement. I want to send them pictures of my new place, poetry books stacked around an army sleeping bag on the floor, in a room a little larger than OJ's jail cell. My response, a six-pack of Coronas is the closest I'll be getting to the border for quite a while. My 10-year-old Nissan leaks like the car Sonny Corleone was driving when they were both turned into a piece of Swiss cheese. I live in a town where public reaction to Madonna's latest movie makes front page news. And yes, it's snowing again. I want to cry out. I'm so cold, so alone. But I don't, because not long ago I stood there with them, jostling for my space on the 405 freeway. The perfect tan really meant something. Mimosa brunches with cheap caviar and views of blonde surfers bobbing in the white foam. The girls golden brown with skin so tight and smooth, a quarter would bounce 10 inches off of their firm butt cheeks. But the miles between us have changed the view. From here, my friends look like lemmings, little fucking lemmings drawn to the sea, who never see the approaching fall until just before their brains go splat on the rocks below. This is for Emily, my waitress at the Irish Rose, who floats through the room soft as a cloud of smoke from a French cigarette, juggles glasses of House Merlot with mystical grace. This bad girl angel in leather-studded collar comes to me in fishnet dreams, gives me glimpses of billowy cleavage while she hovers over my table. Her red chili pepper lips glisten in the soft light of the room as recorded jazz starts her round hips to slowly shift left, then roll right. The wiggle in her walk makes me forget what I'm supposed to be eating. Then she comes close, leans down, her sultry voice whispering in my ear, tip me big. I'm a ruined man as my wallet spreads open quicker and wider than the parting of the Red Sea. I'll read one more. And again, thank you for attending and being here with us. It's so easy to be a poet and so hard to be a man. And that's from 40,000 Flies by Charles Bukowski. Late Sunday night, I knew I was in trouble when my ex called, loud, sad Mexican songs and drunk people yelling in the background. I can smell the Cuervo on her breath from 1,300 miles away. Before I can say hello, she jabs the word asshole into my gut like a hot switchblade. She's just buried her father, and I know from personal experience how a death can peel back the skin, expose those forgotten scars and festering wounds from another time and place. Her words flew by like dirty panties packed with rocks. I heard it all. Self-centered, selfish, righteous, uncaring, indignant, shameless, ungrateful, son of a bitch. It's been a while since I've had the mirror held this close to my face. And I'll be the first to agree, we all need this from time to time. I almost hang up, but tell myself to be quiet and listen. It's going to be a late night. Monday morning is going to be a bitch. But for now, just say I'm sorry and mean it. Thank you.